All right. Perfect. Now I'll go ahead and I think I will turn it over to Michelle for a programs preview.
Excellent. Thanks everyone. So super exciting news. This is the first time we're announcing our 2024 programs. So in November, next month, we have Tim Natar, and she'll be our lecturer, and there will be a workshop. The workshop just opened for enrollment. So you can find that in the shop, and it's, I believe, $45 for the workshop.
Let's go party.
I did not check that ahead of time, so apologies. And then, of course, the workshop this weekend, if you would like to, with Melissa, if you would like to join, we still have a couple of seats left, so that would be great. And can we go back to, yes. So exciting news. We have booked Irene Roderick of Hicks on Air as our January lecture and workshop leader. And so we're super excited. I've heard nothing but good things about her and her workshops from lots of people in the guild have taken her workshops before, and we're super excited to be able to offer that to everyone. So remember, it's really important that you renew your membership before the January meeting so that you have access to hear her speak in January. So I'm going to. So I have a quick question for everyone. I just launched a poll, and I would love to know if you're interested in taking the workshop for Irene Roderick. Which would you prefer, 1 day or a 2-day workshop, if people can? And it will, the workshop will be on Zoom. It will not be in person. And I would love to just know what makes the most sense so that we can book what works for everyone. I'll let that sit for just a minute. And then for February, we are welcoming Chris Martini back. Super excited about this. He's going to have a different talk than he's had before. And then we are going to offer his trucker hat as our workshop for February. So excited for that as well. And so happy to be able to support our local artists and quilt makers. So excited about that. We've booked, let's see, I think I've booked 3 other people for 2024. We won't announce them quite yet, but we do have some local folks as well. So we listen to your feedback when you said that you wanted to highlight more people in our guild and the amazing skills that we have. And so we are hard at work to do that for you. So excited for those. Thanks, Casey.
All right. Do we want to end the poll, Michelle, or leave it going for?
Yep. Sorry.
It's
I'm
all
so excited it launched. I just couldn't help myself.
awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. There you go. There's the information on the workshop for this weekend. We've still got spots. There's the Tim Natar info. And the workshop is $45.
Yeah. And so her workshop, the Tim Natar workshop, is called Stitch Mosaics. And it's essentially the 2 images you see there on the slide. The top one is a self-portrait of her, and the bottom one is a picture of a rabbit. And so those are, the class is meant to take a photo and then create a quilt using a process based on recreating that in quilt form.
Awesome. We still have quite a few tote bags. We have them for sale at every meeting, $20. And then if you want them shipped to you, $25 for shipping anywhere in the country. So get a tote bag. They're really awesome. They're a great size, and it's a great way to get PMQG out there. People ask about them all the time. Charity Sew Days with Kath Hall. They're still sporadically happening at the Alberta Modern Domestic location. As Kath can kind of secure the classroom space. Because MD has really ramped up their classes lately. So we'll keep the guild posted when there are days available. It's super fun. Our next in-person sew day is at the Beaverton / Westside Mill End store. Bring your machine and your project. We'll have ironing boards and cutting mats there, and we will also have a pre-table. Yes, Marcy.
I was going to say, I just picked up another donation from a quilter who's moving across town. So I have probably over 130 yards of new fabric off the bolt, as well as she gave us some Pendleton fabric. She was meticulous and broke everything out. So there's checkers, there's solids, there's stripes, there's music, there's all kinds of stuff. And Sarah Flynn, Jeannie picked up the Barney fabric for you, so it's coming to you. But there's some beautiful stuff.
Awesome. Sounds like it'll be a free table of legendary proportions once again. So November 18th, save the date. We are in process on the MQG community outreach quilt. Please return your blocks to one of the drop points ASAP. And if you're not sure where the drop points are, send a note to the guild email. We will get back to you right away. And then we are meeting on Sunday to put all the blocks together into the beautiful quilt tops. We can get a picture submitted to the MQG on Sunday. So let us know if you want to help out with that. We need your help. We have gotten many volunteers for many of the open roles on the board. We are still very much looking for a president or 2 co-presidents. It's looking like we will have a full board next year. Please, somebody come be our lovely leader. You have a full board to support you. We got your back. So send us a note. Email any one of us, DM us on Instagram. Like, we would love to have you, but we can't really run this guild without a president. So if you and a friend want to be co-presidents, we would love to see that. And even if you're worried about speaking during meetings, not a big deal. I'm here speaking and I'm not the president, so we got your back. Speaking of board nominees, we have some lovely people who have stepped up to serve on the board next year. So first up, we have Angie, who has said she will volunteer as secretary next year. And I'm not going to read her entire bio. It's lovely. But I'll leave this up for a second. But she's super excited to serve, and we're super excited to have her. And then we have Emily Keene, who has so kindly stepped up to be our VP of Tech. And I'm super excited for that. Thank you so much, Emily. We super appreciate it. And I'm very much looking forward to meeting you in person. And then I did not put up bios for our current awesome board members who have volunteered to stay on. I'll flop over to the VP of social media role. Marcy's so kindly staying on as VP of membership. Kathleen's sticking around as our treasurer. Michelle is sticking around for programs, and I think we might maybe have a second person to help Michelle out with programs here soon. But also, if anybody is interested in these roles, there are elections. You can absolutely throw your name in the ring to be nominated, and we would love to have you. So keep your eyes peeled for a ballot here soon, and vote for next year's board.
And I would say we're very happy to make the board work in any way that it makes sense for the members. So if that means multiple people in different positions, that's great. We're all here to support. So let us know.
Yep. And many hands make light work. A full board, really, it's less work for everybody. So even if you're working, etc. I personally have a full-time job. Many other on the board do as well. They have kids. And we all kind of step in and help each other out. So yeah. If you all remember, we did have a membership survey a couple months ago. Thank you to the 64 people who participated. I need to draw a winning email. and you'll get a note, those of you that submitted emails with price. But here's some of the highlights. So 56% of the respondents were in favor of meeting every other month in person. We're kind of slowly but surely ramping up those in-person meetings that also have that virtual option. And we are very much working on improving that audio quality. I think once we got the mic figured out at the last meeting, it was way better. And eventually the Multnomah Arts Center will have like audio, video, and the virtual meeting experience should be getting better. 77% like the Multnomah Arts Center as a venue. Snow days are still popular, both on the east side and west side. So we'll keep those going next year. People weren't super interested in swaps, so we'll probably ramp that down a little bit next year. There was interest in apparel, quilting notions, stickers, enamel pins. So this board, we're in the process of researching vendors to give next year's board a nice jumping off point to get some of this cool stuff rolling for the guild. The Rainbow Challenge was very popular, so it'll be back again next year. So stay tuned for more details for that. Powell's is super excited to have us back. 69% were interested in retreats. Most were interested in a retreat kind of like Camp Tillicum, where you go for a weekend and they feed you lovely, delicious meals and you get to sew the whole time. 27 members want to see the board term extended to 2 years. So those are conversations we're having and maybe looking at amending the bylaws, but that would go to a vote of the membership. So those are kind of the highlights. Thank you to everybody who participated, and Michelle compiled all the awesome speaker suggestions you had and added them to our library of speaker suggestions that we try to pull from every year to bring speakers that the Guild really wants. This is the PMQG improv sampler. You can join at any time, it's still going. The PDFs are all on the members only section of the website. Here are some of the really cool blocks that our members have done already. Super cool. I love this like beautiful improv Mount Hood and Big Pink and Tillicum. I mean, man, they're just gorgeous. Small groups, we have lots of different small groups. Check the calendar and the members only section for dates and Zoom links where applicable. And of course, if you want to start a new small group, send us a note. We're happy to get you set up with Zoom links, etc. Do you want to welcome the new members, Marcy?
Well, I'm not going to try and pronounce all your names. Lisa, Leslie, Heidi, Michelle, Carla, Melissa, Bill, Lisa, Danielle, Elizabeth, Carrie, and Barbara. Thank you all for joining. We love new members. You should come out to our Sew Day, and if you're there, tell me you're a new member and I'll give you a free fat quarter. I'll bring those out there to the Sew Day. And thank you to all the returning members. I don't want to miss, because a lot of you are our heart and soul and keep us on track. So thank you everybody for being part of us.
Awesome. And then I will turn it over to Kathleen for a treasurer's update.
Great. So this is something that's required by our bylaws. So I just want to hopefully keep it somewhat interesting and not bore you to death. If we could go to the first slide or the next slide, Casey, that would be great. So this is our income estimated for the end of this year. You can see the biggest pot is our memberships, and we're real close to what we did last year. Should come in just a little under $15,000. Retreat income is in the bright blue. It's our second biggest pot, and it's up slightly from 2022. Workshops are the purple, and they're also real close to 22. And then the green, the little tiny sliver, includes things like the interest we get from the bank, the classified ads that we sell, and now the Fred Meyer Rewards program. We only have a few people signed up for that, but if you're a shopper at Fred Meyer and you use a rewards card, you can just sign up to have benefits come to PMQG without any cost to you. We used to do Amazon Smile, but that program got stopped by Amazon, so we've switched over. It also includes guest pass fees, merchandise that we sell. And then we'll move on to expenses unless anybody had a question about income, or we can wait till the end too. So our estimated expenses for this year will be about $28,000, real close again to last year. The biggest bucket in the bright blue includes everything associated with the cost of our retreats. The important thing is that the retreat income pays for all those expenses, and we are able to cover that. Workshops are shown in red. It's the second biggest expense. And again, the income for our workshops covers those expenses, which is wonderful. The orange is the operating cost. So it's basically everything that we do kind of on a day-to-day basis. The fees we have to pay for the credit card use, our insurance for the guild, office supplies, those kinds of things. And it's a little bit up from 2022, mainly because the insurance that we had a year ago was eliminated. The company stopped offering the policy, and the best one we could find was slightly more expensive. The next one is the yellow is meetings and speakers. And we use, basically our dues income helps cover all of those. And then the smallest slice shown in green includes things like Block of the Month, the charity quilt project, QuiltCon project, the community quilt that we do, some small group support. And that's obviously the tiniest piece, and it's a little bit less expensive this year than it was last year. So in a quick summary, we think we'll be about $2,300 income more than expenses, which is about $1,000 less than last year, but very close. And I'm happy to answer any questions or attempt to that anybody has. Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kathleen. All right, Marcy, 2024 memberships.
All right, memberships will go on sale on November 15th for 2024. We'll open the membership scholarships on November 2nd, and I will contact you by the 14th so that you don't have to buy a membership. We will, you don't have to be local. We are dedicated to Zooming the meetings even when we are at the Multnomah Arts Center. I did want to mention that the Modern Quilting Guild fee will be going up. Modern Quilting Guild has increased their fees. We currently have 321 members, and out of those 321 members, 143 belong to the MQG. So unfortunately, the $12 doesn't cover everything, and we would be losing money if we kept it at $12. So it's going to be going up to $15 for the Modern Quilting Guild membership. But with our guild, you don't have to join the Modern Quilting Guild. Our dues will stay at $45 for 2024. If you want to join the Modern Quilting Guild, it will be an additional $15. And that is because they raised their prices by about $2,000. So, but as Melissa talked, they're doing a lot more for the community. So, it might be worth it for some people, as some people don't like it, and that's fine. You don't have to join it. You don't have to join the MQG to join the PMQG. So, and we do not do any financial background information when you're signing up for a scholarship. So when you see that on there, just apply for the scholarship if you want it. The membership, though, the scholarship for the PMQG is only for the PMQG. If you want to join the MQG, you will have to pay the $15. I don't have a way to waive that unless they start doing scholarships there, which Melissa said they're doing that. So maybe you can apply for a scholarship through them. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Marcy. All right, and that is our meeting. Thank you all. We omitted show and tell this month because we did have that town hall business to cover and we thought it would take up the remainder of the time we had. But we actually ran short for once, so that's awesome. Thank you all for a great meeting and thanks to Melissa. What a great conversation. So the space is yours if you guys want to come on camera and chat. Or you can head off to bed because it's getting towards that time and it's dark outside.
I was gonna say Kathleen mentioned the Fred Meyers Rewards program, and I belong to another nonprofit that had quite a few people that belong to it, and every 4 months we would get a check for $175 from Fred Meyers. So it's a really great program. If you shop at Fred Meyers, it might be worth just logging into your account and just look up our name, and it doesn't cost you anything. They just automatically hook it up because Fred Meyers, they're trying to give more money to the community. So if you sign up for that, you'll be sending us money every time you spend money at Fred Meyers. Oh, Lori, I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure it was there, but it might be in the members only section, the Fred Meyers rewards link. Do you remember if that was there, Kathleen?
I don't know if we have